Hi Sagittarius, welcome to my channel, welcome to Pure Tarot. I'm doing the heart-to-heart reading, which is a heart-shaped spread. I'm using tarot cards to describe you on the left-hand side and whoever you are thinking about, or whoever the cards decide they want to show you. So like a face-off kind of thing. It's not so much face-off than relating. And I use oracle cards from two different decks for the inner tip and the bottom tip as common energies for both people. So that being said, let's just start pulling. I'm using the Romance Angel for the inner tip. I will draw. Separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. Okay. Don't click off. You never know what the rest of the cards will reveal. You know, this could be an energy that doesn't necessarily belong to you and this person. I mean, you and like, meaning that you wouldn't necessarily separate from this person per se. Maybe it's around you or in their lives. In their life, sorry. I'm pulling 7 cards on each side here. It's like 2 different worlds. At first glance, it looks like 2 different realities. I didn't mean for the cards to come out, but you have 2 that popped out, so I'm gonna go get the card that fell. You have soft whispers, and you have body positive. I'm not sure what that means, body positive. Maybe like healthy, meaning that it's good for the body. That's really interesting. And it's never happened that I've had 2 cards for the tip. Anyway. Okay. Your side, Sag, the Chariot, perfect card for you. Followed by the World, but in reverse. The Knight of Swords in reverse. The 9 of Wands. The Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Judgment. And the 7 of Cups in reverse. So it's sort of a contradiction here, like you have 2 cards of travel, 1 is upright, so really wanting to move, loving your freedom, wanting to go places, maybe even doing some traveling, and yet the card that follows shows that there's an end to the traveling, there's an end to your freedom of movement. I'm looking right away on the other side. They have the 8 of Wands in reverse, which could be travels as well. And they're also being immobilized. So as much as I didn't necessarily want to make this a separation between the two of you, the fact that you have cards that are of being halted, I feel that that's what the separation is. Because if a couple is together, then there's movement, there's life between the two of them. Whereas if the energies are being stalled and stopped in their tracks, for me, maybe it implies that there could have been a separation, right? It's one way of seeing things. You might not agree, it's okay. We'll keep developing, we'll see where this goes. I have to say, I think in your case, you might have been stopped due to an illness with the 9 of Wands. Not a bad one, not a, how do you say? Yeah, not a difficult health issue, like something you would heal from. It's just, it's what impeded either traveling, or it kept you grounded, grounded, like in one place, right? Like you weren't able to go to work. If you had any plans to go somewhere on vacation, maybe your vacation was postponed, that kind of thing. Yes, this Knight of Wands, he's very active. This is like the fastest of all the knights. He's in reverse. He's been slowed down greatly. So I mean, all the cards are saying the same thing. It could be by lack of money, as well as this small illness. I'm hoping that that's the only reason for the separation, meaning that it wasn't a conflict. So it's only a matter of, you know, your inability to move in the moment, maybe to go meet this person, to be with this person, to travel with this person. It could be traveling, not necessarily traveling. I'm hearing working together, because I was describing how, for me, movement between two people, it means that life is happening. And what happens in life? Well, you wake up, you eat, you go to work, you know what I mean? Like all of that mundane stuff. So I don't think it was an argument. it's almost like you're waiting to come back together, right? The judgment is like a second go at something, right? So it feels like you were momentarily separated based on the circumstances I was describing. And into which money plays a role. I have to say it's present with the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So, you know, if you were sick and you didn't work, maybe you have the kind of job where if you don't work, there's no money coming in. It could be one possibility. Doesn't have to be. I'm just giving different messages for different folks. So let's look at the other side to see what's going on, and maybe we'll get, well, we should be getting the full picture by reading both sides. They have the Nine of Swords in reverse with the Five of Cups, followed by the Nine of Cups in reverse, King of Wands in reverse, Knight of Cups in reverse, Eight of Rods in reverse, and the Five of Swords. Well, now I have to say that maybe there was some fighting between the two of you. Or at least disagreements, right? It could be due to the soft whispers becomes like gossip. You know, because you see someone like talking into their ear, right? And in this context, right? Obviously, if if the cards were different, I would say no. This is much more sensual, but this feels like gossip on this read. And it feels like the gossip would pertain to the body positive. It's really funny, but it's like testing positive. If you catch my drift, like in many different ways, right? It could be any kind of disease for which you test positive, but that's why there was a separation. So there's like friction here, like, but more than friction, there could have been like, I think the gossip, instead of necessarily fighting, it's like sharp words, but like gossiping is, for me sometimes it's like sharp, because it could be like lies could be told, and usually things get transformed, you know. It's like the, you know, when, what do you call it, the Arab telephone, like you repeat something and well, whatever you said at the beginning comes out totally different, you know, after it's been through like 5 or 6 ears and mouths. So that kind of thing, it gets deformed, reality, the whatever. So on this person's side, for you, Sag, there's been a lot of this, like, sadness linked to, so I don't know what comes first. I don't know if it's a separation, but the way the story goes for me, it's more like they're sad from being separated from you because of maybe this little illness that you had. But they could also be sad because of what was said after the separation. It's hard to tell which is which here. Like, you know, part of the lies or the the fact that things were deformed, right, could have been like, instead of I'm gonna say something silly, like having a very small illness, as I was describing, turns into, oh, he had a big illness, you know? And so it would have stressed this person a lot, made them very weary, uncomfortable, quite unhappy, to the point of being sad. I'm hearing they lost their smile. We have two protagonists here in this, on this side. One of these cards could be this person, of course. I think it would have to be the king, because the Knight of Cups for me here describes, especially in reverse, it shows that it ties in with the separation, it ties in with the non-communication, the fact that you weren't able to meet, travel towards one another, travel together. It ties in with, you know, there's another knight on your side, Sagittarius. So these two energies are, they're both in reverse. So I said here on your side that you weren't able to get around, because it's the Knight of Swords and he's very mobile. He's actually the kind of knight that doesn't like to stay in one place for very long. And here this knight, the Knight of Cups, this energy here for this person is not being able to express their love, share their feelings, their dreams. That's where all the sadness comes from. Your side has the Judgment. It's this sort of, you know, your side is like very clear on wanting to mend the separation, you know, or no, that's me with my not speaking English properly, to mend the relationship, to overcome the separation, because they're very clear on you, like you being their number one choice, their only choice. On the other side, with the King of Wands in reverse, it's like they don't see things the same way as you do. For them, there's like stress and sadness and unhappiness. There's a lack of communication. There's a lack of going one towards the other. So like not going forward, so not stepping forward towards you, not expressing love, and even almost fighting here. So this King of Wands is surrounded, 3 cards on top, 3 cards at the bottom. When I look at this side, he's surrounded by, it feels like this wall. Like I'm hearing it's like a wall of impossible. In French we say impossibilité. It means impossibilities. It's probably not a word in English, but like this person's perception is like everything's impossible when it comes to overcoming the separation between the two of you. And I don't know if it's due to this bodily positive, this illness. I don't know if that's really the reason. It would seem very shallow, quote unquote, especially if it's a small illness, right? One that you can recover from. It doesn't make sense for someone to leave you on that basis. But I think that it was blown out of proportion because of the gossiping. And this person played into, well, they let themselves, with the 5 of Swords here, they let themselves like get caught up in the I'm hearing like the hurt from the gossiping, like the gossiping hurt them a lot. And so the gossiping blew out of proportion whatever illness you have or had. And for them it created like a wall, like something that they could not cross. They could not get over. Yeah, get over is more the term, like they just couldn't get over it. So I don't know if the separation has occurred already, if it's occurring, or if it will occur. The reading is kind of for August, but this could be playing out, or it could have just played out for you. I just want to look at something. Okay, I'm gonna go for the silver lining here of this reading. On this card it says that, you know, time apart is on the horizon. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. So sometimes, well, first of all, the card would lead us to believe that this separation is about to occur, but again, I told you the timing will be different for every one of you. But then, you know how sometimes you need a break in a relationship, or just by life, you know, like one partner has to travel somewhere, or one is sick, or whatever is happening, creates a form of separation, but it doesn't mean that the couple really breaks apart. So I am reading a separation here, but let's say there's also a group of you that could, for which the separation would only be temporary, due to outside circumstances. And as soon as if I read body positive as your health comes back, which it will, then you see that they come together, right? So it's only a temporary thing until your health is restored. But I will have to say that when you come together after this mini split, there's a conversation to be had about whatever words were spoken around you by others concerning this matter. There's really something here about the influence of the surrounding on the either the duration of the separation between the two of you, and even like the intensity of, wow, this is like, it was a difficult separation that could have probably gone a lot better, or that could have not been a separation at all. I don't know if you follow me. It's like, anyways, not an easy read for you, Sag. In the sense that it's not all like rainbows and, you know, butterflies and whatever. Anyway, I can't change it. It is what it is. So please like, share, and subscribe if it did resonate for you. And come back on the next one. Hopefully we'll have a different story, a different outcome, and something much more positive to say. So good night.